Oh my god, I am so sick of this.
But
These stories are all so damn cliche.
of course they are. They're written by fangirls and amateur writers who have little to no writing experience at all.
Ugh, I can just not take this anymore.
This is the top 10 worst story cliches. I'm Hannah, and that was Kaylin, and we are the Fanatic Girls. Number 10. The describing words in the story.
Ugh, I hate dry words.
I know, because then you can never feel like you're actually in the story.
Or actually feel the emotion of the atmosphere of the mood.
It makes me just want to quit reading and rip it up and burn it.
Or just throw it down their throat and just be like, you need to see some help.
Exactly. Because when you don't use a lot of detail, your reader does not know what the hell you're talking about. Because when you use dry words like just sad or happy or whatever, they're just going to be like, oh my god, this is boring.
Like, happy can be taken in two ways. Like, oh, happy, and then happy, and then happy. And it's just like, if you use it over and over again, the more the reader reads happy, the more happier they get.
Exactly. Number 9. Text writing in capital letters.
Please do not use caps. I feel like I'm being screamed at.
I think caps are acceptable when you want your reader to feel screamed at, but if you use them every 2 sentences, it gets annoying, and it makes you just want to stop reading because that's all you read. And for text writing, please don't do it. It makes no sense. Because, really, a letter U is not how you spell U.
And that's just not the English language and not the format of writing.
It makes you look lazy and not really into your writing. Number 8 is probably one of my worst ones that I have to deal with every time I read a story. They're called Mary Sues. A Mary Sue is a traditionally bland character, which is usually the feminine one. And she has no backstory, and no matter what she does, she's absolutely perfect.
There's no such thing as a perfect character in any story whatsoever.
No. And seriously, don't try to do it, because it just makes them look stupid. And the less character development you have, the worse your story is. Because that's just what readers don't want to see that. They want to know your character. Make them feel like for the character, not just like, oh, this is another dumb blonde.
Yes.
Number 7. Random scenes that are never mentioned again. I can think these can be so weird if you ever read one. Oh my god.
What is it? One story I read, they're talking about going to a movie and suddenly there's a sex scene. I didn't know you could have sex at the movies.
I guess you can't.
And then it's never mentioned ever in the book again. And it's awkward.
Yeah, and then you're like, why did this happen? What's the point? Is there a reason for this? But you're never given a reason because it's a freaking random scene. And they will most likely never ever mention it again in this or any other story. Number 6. One-faced villains.
No. Just no. There's no.
You have to give your characters backstory. If you don't, it just looks stupid. And these one-faced villains, they come out of nowhere. You're not giving any description about them or why the hell they're there.
They're kind of like the random scenes.
Yeah,
just
but
pop out of nowhere.
Worse. Because they're a character. A character deserves a backstory and to be known. Not just thrown in there just for the hell of it.
And if a villain, you gotta step it up for the villain. You gotta have a certain reason why that villain is in there, and you gotta have backstory. If you don't have any of that, you just basically failed at writing.
Exactly. Because villains are one of the best, hardest people to write because they're so hate-filled or revenge and stuff. So you need to really take that down on a personal level, so you can actually relate to that character, not just throw them in there and be like, oh, I'm a villain.
Yes.
Number 5. Cliche scenes in titles.
Ugh. I hate it when there's this long-ass story title that's like, oh, I'm 16 and I'm pregnant and I'm my baby daddy's a jock. No. Just no. I want to punch you in the face and I never want to read the story. No.
See, it throws your reader off right when they read the first line of the title. That's just not right. Because then you'll never be successful. And for titles, make them sound interesting, like either mysterious or just
something that wants to draw the
Yeah.
reader in, not some long ass titles are a turn off for me, especially when they go on and basically tell the whole story. You need to have either a specific word or just kind of like a word. I mean, if you suck at doing titles, go find some help. Just please, for the love of God, your help. Finding someone's help would be worth it.
look at professional book titles and like get some examples.
Mhm.
But don't plagiarize and use theirs.
Yeah.
But I use them as examples to see like how to draw my reader in. So if you can't draw them in, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're just screwed.
Number 4, vampires and werewolves. Oh my freaking god.
Oh my God! Ever since Twilight, this has been a huge problem I've seen with books. Every book has to be about either vampires or werewolves or both of them.
Or even some other creature of the night that really makes no sense at all. But usually the most cliche thing about this is because the girl wants to be the vampire and the boy is always a hot vampire werewolf thing.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
They need some variety. And if you want to do it, you need to spice it up and think of some idea that you got to read all of them, and then you got to think of some idea that someone's leaving a line out of a plot or something. You got to go in and go after it.
Make it original, because if it's the same thing, it's just gonna
It's
be
dry.
boring and it's dry, and no one's gonna want to read it. Werewolves are cool, but you have to get the action scenes down right, because if you don't like detail that, it's gonna be boring, and they're not gonna want to read that either. Same with vampire fight scenes and stuff.
Like same with like vampires. Like they all can't be golden locked and sparkly, and you gotta get away from Twilight. You gotta find your inner Twilight. Like where did, like if you're vampires, what do they look like? Are they dark haired and lime green eyes that like to come out in the day instead of night, like some vampires, like all vampire stories? I mean, find that like not cliche moment.
I recently read a really interesting vampire story. A lot of people might look down on it, but it's the Abraham Lincoln vampire one. Oh my gosh, it was so different, and it was very cool to read because this writer takes a whole new level on vampire writing. And it was cool because it was mixed with history too, and some of it sounded like it would make sense. So, try to be different.
Be different, please.
Number 3, no backstories. I know we mentioned this earlier, but you gotta give backstories to any and every character, no matter how gray they are.
No matter if they're just like the little lonely girl in like the corner of the coffee shop that's never mentioned in the book, really. You gotta give a backstory to every character in every scene. Even if it's just like a group of people that you never mention again, you have to give them a backstory. Why did you put them in there?
Exactly, because that's gonna leave your reader questioning it, and then they're gonna be confused.
And I'm just gonna be like, why am I reading this?
Exactly. Number 2, the feminine heroes or main characters that complain about their lives.
Too much whining is a turnoff for all readers.
Exactly. And girls really, why do everyone think we whine so much?
Well, some girls really
I know some do, but
dramatize or blah, 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 whatever you say it, but it's bad. Some of them are.
I know some people can be bad in real life, but like normal girls, we don't do that.
Like me, yeah, I complain when I'm hungry or I'm tired. Yeah, everyone does that, but like in stories, when every situation comes up, they whine about it. Shut up, and I'm going to kill your character. I'm going to just kill it.
Yep. Then my number 1 pet peeve in every fanfiction story
Fanfiction. Yes.
is star-crossed lovers.
No!
This has been done time and time again.
Or love triangles. Hate it.
Love triangles.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Hate it. Can you just please make the character fall in love with one person? Or just like, let's make them fall in love with everyone.
A great example of this is between Bella, Edward, and Jacob.
Yes.
She keeps switching over to each one, and it's like, pick one.
If you can't make up your damn mind, don't write. Because
Exactly.
honestly, if you're writing about a love triangle, you can't make up your mind on which character you want. Just shut up and just go home.
Yeah. Because there can only be one guy she would be with, unless, yeah.
And it's like, I like Harry Potter that way, because you think Harry and Hermione are going to hook up, but like he finds Jenny and they like hook up, and it's just like, it's kind of cute, and it's like not star-crossed lover.
Right.
And it's beautiful written.
And it's not what you would think would happen if when you read the book, so it's kind of interesting to see. But again, with fan fiction writing, you see a lot of it, and it's just like, I've seen it before, change it, please.
I think that's just one of like the main topics for like modern day right now. It's just, we gotta have a freaking star-crossed lovers for everything.
I know, but there's more to life than just that. So try to be more creative with it. They don't even have to fall in love.
Yeah, they can just be best friends.
Yeah.
Keep it simple and beautiful.
Yep.
At the same time.
And don't forget to detail it, because it's like, really, they just love each other, I guess. I don't know.
It's sad.
No detail equals bad story.
Yes, you gotta put a lot of detail and a lot of description, or else your writer's gonna be basically clueless.
Yep, because they get bored if you don't like make them feel like they're in the story. The more that it seems real, the better you'll get with reviews, and
your work will become betterly known, and people
Yeah.
will discover you, and that's how you get
money and everything.
famous. Yeah.
Yeah. Still working on that. But
Yes, same here.
anyways, hope to see you again.
Thank you for watching, and please hit the subscribe button and like this video below.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and leave a comment. Maybe we could do another list.
If you have any requests on what we should review, please leave it in the comment box below.
Yep. In the pants.
See ya.
See y'all.